program is intended for mature audiences only and contains strong or potentially offensive language of an adult and sexual nature. So, listener discretion advised.
The views and opinions expressed on the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City do not reflect those of Vegas All Net Radio or its affiliates. All music, stories, and characters are the sole property of their creators and are protected under international copyright laws.
Sierra, Alexia, Mama, and Sweet Cheeks are personalities put on for your entertainment. The stories are real, the language is explicit, the behavior is unbelievable. If you can't take the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen.
Blasting to you straight out of Las Vegas, Nevada, it is the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City, starring Sierra, Sweet Cheeks, Alexia, and Mama.
Good evening, Las Vegas. And all the rest of you cocksuckers somewhere else.
Toxie, I was expecting you to be on this time. You're not hungover today. You didn't have to have a drip last night, did you? Toxie?
I have no
Oh, maybe she did need a drip last night.
I did not need a drip, but I did go out.
Okay. Well, all you motherfuckers in Kathmandu, I don't know, wherever you wanted to be. Listen, we're going to...
You turned your microphone off again. Stop.
I didn't touch my microphone. Hi, everybody.
There you are.
There I am. Okay, listen, we're going to not do our normal little silly banter tonight because, well, we are, but we're going to do it at 7:30 because we have in studio, and she's here for a very, very short time, our wonderful friend, Julia Sands.
Hey, everybody.
I want to make a note that Glitz dressed up for her girl crush today. Look, she looks all cute.
Oh, yeah,
got
baby.
A sexy
Give me
skirt
some
on
of that.
over here.
That's right, a little appetizer.
Oh, there we go. Yay.
She said
That's
appetizer.
Right. well, Glitz
celebrate.
posted it on her Facebook page. My girl crush is coming in the studio. Julia's here for a very special reason today. Julia, tell everybody what day it is today.
Today is International Sex Workers' Rights Day.
And will you please tell us the definition of sex workers? Because you know what? I'm trying to tell Glitz here she's a sex worker, and I don't think she says she signed up for all that now.
Well, a sex worker can be, it's pretty much anybody that's involved in the sex industry. So, or, you know, if you're selling sex or selling the idea of sex, then that makes you, by definition, a sex worker. So you can be either somebody that does phone sex or webcam modeling or adult movies. A sex worker can also be a go-go dancer or a stripper. Or she's okay. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Go-go dancer.
Right, go-go dancer. Even a neo-burlesque performer is considered a sex worker. So all of those, you know, stuck-up burlesque performers, you know who you are. You're like, I'm not a sex worker.
Now, the sex workers' rights are different from state to state, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And you were at a picnic today. Tell everybody about that.
Yes, today I was over in a park with some of my SWAP sisters.
Tell everybody what SWAP is.
It's the Sex Workers Outreach Project in Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's a support group where you can go and you can meet other sex workers. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of girls that want to have a private lifestyle, you know. But for those, some of us that are open, you know, and we're out sex workers, you know, we're out of the closet. So the rest of us, we pretty much get together and we talk about our job. We talk about the healthy part about our job, like what we should do, what safety precautions to take, you know. And girls that are new to the business that have no idea where to start, like, okay, how do I, you know, be a sex worker is like the correct way to do it, you know.
Well, and you know, Julia, I want to make a point here because I watched a show not too long ago on 2020 or CNN or something, and they were talking about girls. You know, these girls are like, you know, I'm just like so tied up in this life and I can't get out of it. And in reality, that's very little. Most sex workers, enjoy what they do.
Exactly.
They're not being forced by a pimp.
There's a difference between a sex worker and somebody that is human trafficking.
Right.
So if you don't know the definition of the, you know, the verbal terms and stuff, then, you know, Wikipedia is your friend. But trafficking is pretty much means that somebody's being held against their will. So, I mean, we all have to be honest that we are all talented in our own way. Some of us may become governor. Some of us may become the president. Some of us may become sex workers. Some of us may become brilliant surgeons, it's important to know that, a sex worker is somebody that chooses, to do this. They know the ins and the outs, what, to look out for.
Somebody posting
What
something
is
crazy.
No, she's talking about
the ins
sex
and the
workers
outs.
and the ins and the outs. I'm
No pun intended.
Now, I want to get that name of that flyer you brought in because I'd love to
Oh.
have this guy on the show. There was a guy running for office.
Governor, yeah.
Might say, y'all, it's a Democrat. Woot
Woot woot.
at the
Democrat.
sex workers thing.
Yeah, he was at the Sex Workers Outreach Project
Point
with us.
being is that some of the laws on the book as far as sex go, whether it's a dancer, whether it's a phone sex, all of which are perfectly legal. The only one here in Clark County is the actual prostitution.
Yeah.
Okay, but you can purchase a girl's time.
Yeah.
You
in
can
Pahrump,
purchase somebody.
It's legal.
Right.
All
Exactly.
you need is your sheriff's card, and you need to get
But a
your
lot
health
of the
screening.
laws on the book have been there for a very long time
Mhm.
and haven't been changed to change with the changing population.
Because, Nevada, you have to, I give the credit to the people that are in charge in office. They have to consider everybody's feelings because, mind you, there's schools, there's children, and they don't want children to be exposed to that,
Right.
because they're underage.
Well, and you know what? They don't have to be.
And they don't have to be. You're
Right.
absolutely right. Because if they were to legalize it in Clark County, all that would be at a facility where it's not exposed. You go down Tropicana, you go down Boulder Highway, and you just see those. You just see those girls
and you
working
know what?
it.
I worked.
They
I
are
worked
getting it.
I worked at advertising sales in this town, including billboard advertising, and there's very stringent laws about the kind of ads they allow on billboards.
Right.
Now, just because the law changes and what goes on already is going to be legalized doesn't mean people are going to be selling pussy on billboards.
Exactly.
Okay, so your kid is nothing will change for your children, people.
And that's the beautiful
because
of
it goes
the internet.
on now.
That's the beauty of the internet. You can advertise on the internet, and if you're a parent, you can have safe search, so you can block all that at home.
Yeah, some parents are too lazy though.
Some parents don't want to take the initiative, and they really should because it's for the good of their kids. In reality, you don't want anybody to have a sex addiction because healthy sex. You should have healthy sex. There should be a certain amount of time you spend satisfying your sexual appetite. You don't want to deprive yourself either, but you don't want to overdo it either. And that's important to know as well.
Right.
You don't desensitize.
Desensitized.
Don't be downloading those torrent porn.
Yeah, don't be doing that. Come on. Sex workers' rights day.
I know. Well, I'm about legalizing everything. Legalize prostitution. Legalize
whatever
marijuana.
it
What else?
takes
Legalize it all.
I just don't,
I just want to
it
pay
breaks
taxes
my heart
on
to
my
see girls
sex
walking
and
up and
marijuana.
down the streets and, they're waving down cars and it's like, I don't want
dangerous.
It is dangerous.
Yeah, it's insane.
They need to get that off the street.
And you know what? Let's talk about our police. First of all, we all know this week there was all over the news how police will no longer, if you just have a fender bender and nobody's hurt, they will no longer come to the scene. Okay?
Fucking finally.
Well, no, and I'm way okay with that because of the money, but they've cut our police departments. Now, why do we have our police chasing after women who just want to feed their families? Okay?
Right.
I'm sorry. Who cares if they give a blowjob?
Nobody should
Okay,
care.
exactly. I'd rather have our
nobody's
police
business
going
whether I pay
after-
for sex or get it for free.
Exactly.
Right.
So with obviously Vegas already has issues with enough police and the money to
Mhm.
let's turn this money and turn these police into following these people that are going into all the Michaels and stealing all the credit card numbers. That's
Right.
a criminal.
I think a lot of people feel too that the prostitution aspect is related to a lot of drug use. So I don't think it's so much that they're trading sex. That they're giving a blowjob. I think it's more the drug use and the drugs on the street. I think
Right,
that's
'cause there,
more
there
the
are
issue.
the lower not like our Miss
But
Julia.
like any other job, don't you think that a girl should be screened for mental health? and drug
Absolutely.
addictions,
Well-
and so that way it's a safer for the client.
Well, if
it's
they
safer
legalize it, then
it would
once
be
a
safer
year,
that way.
it
Yeah.
would.
just like
Yeah.
your poker dealers, all your gambling people have
Like
to
I
be
said, not
licensed once a
everybody
year.
should be a sex worker. Not everyone should be
No.
a sex worker.
Well,
and
and if
that's
you
one of-
legalize it, then you can have that sex worker get a card once a year
exactly.
and have to be tested.
Yeah.
I don't, whatever. Then, because all your gambling people, your bartenders, all the health workers, they have to do that.
Don't they
Yes.
have to do all that in Pahrump?
In Pahrump, you
that-
have
that
to
way-
get an STD test, and
Yes.
then you get a sheriff's card, and that's it.
And that's it. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's they test frequently.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, yeah,
exactly.
it
Yes,
would be-
frequently, actually.
It would actually be a safer industry
Mhm.
if they would legalize it.
Yeah.
There'd be less clap running around Vegas.
And that's the beauty of talent testing service, because you can go get tested through talent testing service, and I can just look up somebody's STD test from my iPhone. Just need their authentication code, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, you're clear. Let's go. Let's have some fun. Everything's I'm clean, you're clean, we're all good to go. And you don't have to worry about somebody forging paperwork. It's all in the database,
Right,
direct on your phone,
right. Isn't that crazy?
So then you sign a waiver. Obviously
releasing that
before-
information. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And you can get a gold star panel test, which is like the full STD test, because some of the STD tests only test for like HIV and chlamydia, things that are common. But I mean, if you want like a full panel, then there's the gold
Because what's
star
that one we were
panel.
talking about last week? That's like really popular.
Oh yeah, the trick,
The trick.
girl, the trick, the D.
The
Oh God.
trick.
Oh, no.
Everybody's got the trick, so why anyone's worried about tricks?
And
I
why I
don't
have
know.
Run DMC going through my head right now. Trick to rock around to- Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that information should be open to the public.
No, you're absolutely right. And like
There should
I
be an
said,
information center
That
where people can go to.
that information should be open to me when I start this dating site shit.
hell fucking yeah, it should.
I
Yes.
absolutely agree that dating sites should have STD testing.
That's true.
Like, click here for my latest STD test results. On your
Yeah.
profile.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I don't think a website, because that would be like, okay, this is an official hookup site now. Most dating sites don't want to be known that they're hookup sites.
I mean, when
Unless
it
you're on
comes
adult,
down,
if you're on adult
but in
Friend
reality,
Finder,
when you're dating somebody, eventually, the sparks are gonna fly.
That
You know what I
conversation
mean?
happens.
but no, I agree, but I just don't know that a dating site. I can't see eHarmony listing your
But why can't we-
test
Well,
results?
what about Craigslist? Plenty
Well,
of fish.
that's a whole
Just
different
appropriate.
story.
But if there's not a site that does this already, then this is something we can start.
Yeah.
After all,
See?
we are sex workers, right?
Right. So now we
I don't
can
know
start
about
a
you
new
hoes,
site.
but
You do the web stuff. Let's make some money here.
we'll hook up with talent testing.
Everybody
yeah.
on this site
Talent
is fully
testing.
tested. So
Datetesting.org.
I am thinking
Right.
about starting some burlesque classes, just for fun.
Oh, then you will be a sex
You know
worker
what?
for
Get
sure,
us-
honey.
and let us find one, and we'll go and we'll film it.
I want to do
and-
that fitness, the stiletto fitness burlesque.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I think Cha-Cha Velour has classes.
Yeah, her
There is
studio. They
another
have a
Cha-Cha
bunch.
out
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
I
You're
want
not the only cha-cha.
all the kids call me Cha-Cha. That's Polish for auntie. So when you say Cha-Cha, that's what I'm saying. I have a lot of names.
You so do, girl.
Bitch is the most popular sometimes. Tell the story of when you met Julia, okay? Because it's a
Well,
cute
when
story.
I seen her,
Yeah.
we haven't really officially met. Well,
Oh, this is
But our
Julia's
eyes met
lips,
across
that's
the room.
Julia. And if their
Right,
lips
honey?
can meet, that would be really great
No,
radio.
I should warn you, I like to make out with guests.
Mm.
Yes, she does.
Well, I had seen you once at Triple X or Porn Star Karaoke.
Yeah.
And you were in this cute little like rockabilly dress, and you got up on the speaker, and you were just dancing, and I was very intrigued. I was like, who is that? And then a couple months later, it was Memorial Day weekend. They had an event here in town, Thick Sundays.
Oh yeah, May Memorial, Thick Sundays.
And I walked in, and you were in this American flag patriotic
I was
outfit
there
thing.
that night. I remember. I was there.
Oh yeah.
And I walked in, and you were spinning around on the pole, and your hair, you were flipping your hair around. And I looked at my guy friend that I was with, and I'm like, I have a chick would.
Thank
Holy
you.
hell.
Well, then I'm going to have to thank Fanya for that because I go to pole fitness class and she teaches me all of my hot,
Girl, you
sexy,
can work the
hair
pole.
whipping,
You
Madonna moves.
It was the whole thing. It was, you on the pole, the outfit, and then obviously, just everything. The look,
I love pole fitness because you know what? I hate working out, and that's my time to work out.
But it's fun because
But
you have
it's
the music
fun.
going.
Yes, and
well,
it's fun and
well,
it's not
thank
boring.
you for doing
Sexy.
pole fitness.
I know. I love pole fitness. I am like a member there, and I love going. Like they really work you out, and I don't know. I like Fanya because I mean, she makes me feel welcome, and I'm a bigger girl, and I'm probably the biggest one in the class, but it's okay. And I mean, like I'm hoping that more people will come in like my size. I've seen a couple girls that were a little bit thicker too, but it's cool because like she welcomes you to her class, and it's a lot of fun. The instructors they get you involved, and sometimes we do like fun freestyles too.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do they have any poles with elevators? Because I need an elevator to lift my fat ass up there. Okay.
Let me tell you, she was climbing up there too.
Great.
She was up there.
It's like two
Yeah.
Egyptian slaves
Sweep
and a
that one.
Let me tell you, my guy friend got the shit fucked out of him that night.
Oh, holla.
He has you to
I'm
thank
so.
for that.
You know what? That's my job as a sex worker is to spread the love.
Spread the love.
not the herp.
That's why she knows about
Not
talent
that.
testing.
Yes.
Spread the love, not the herp. That should be somebody's slogan.
Spread the love,
That
not
should
the
be
herp.
talent testing slogan.
You're right.
Spread the love, not the herp.
Oh my
that's
God, that is so
crazy.
funny.
Or spread the love, not the itch.
Not right.
Yeah, exactly. So what else do you got going on, Miss Julia Sands?
I mean, I am like really busy. I'm probably gonna be going to California maybe within the next couple of weeks if everything goes as planned. I mean, right now I'm kind of just been at home relaxing because I just got back from Miami. So if you guys like go to juliasands.com, you can see my new adult movie that I just came out with.
Yay.
You know what I'm doing when I get home?
It was a very
juliasands.com.
sexy threesome that I had with two hot fucking Latin studs, girl. Oh my God, their dicks are so big and juicy.
You gotta love Julia.
I love it. Juan Largo, I've worked with him before, so I mean, when I saw him on set, I'm like, oh, I missed you. He's just like, I missed you too. And like, it was like a reunion. And then I was also working with Dickums. What's his name? The first name, my God, it's at the tip of my tongue.
Big?
Big Dickums.
That's what comes to my mind. I'm just, it's just me.
So tell us, what has been I don't want to call it odd or I don't want to call it a fetish, but tell me the most outrageous thing you've done on film that you think people would think was outrageous. To you, it may not be outrageous, but other people might think it's outrageous.
I don't know.
Have you done any fetish kind of stuff, like the crazies, like the squashing on the balls with the stilettos? Come on, you're the stiletto goddess. You've had to have done that one. Huh? No, not yet?
No, I think like right now, I don't know, I think it might be one of my fisting videos on my Clips for Sale store.
Oh, we were talking about fisting.
Yeah, I had a
someone else?
belladonna fist. It's a toy that you can buy at the sex store at the Adult Emporium, Deja Vu.
Yeah.
Love that place.
I know. That's
Right,
like
right kitty corner from the Orleans Hotel and Casino.
I know, right?
Publicity
These
for the
people are
Orleans.
not paying us. You need to stop mentioning their
Sorry.
names.
Diamond Tim.
Why do you know his name?
Helps me with picking out the fist,
I bet,
So
I
I'm
bet.
You know
sucker
why I like
punch.
that store though too?
Mm-mm.
Because they carry a lot of plus size lingerie there
Yeah.
too for a porn
Yeah.
store. So
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
cool.
I dig that.
I know.
So,
Shout
give 'em
out.
props for that.
I know.
I like their shoe wall.
Oh yeah.
Saying.
If the lingerie don't fit, then the shoe gonna fit.
Right? Word.
I can only I can only wear sex shoes if I'm not gonna walk. Like if I'm gonna film,
Yeah, if they're
and
gonna
I'm
be up in
laying
the air?
bed, if it's in the air, I
If
can
you're on your
wear 'em.
back?
Yeah.
If you're
I'm
on your
good.
back.
I can be all the stiletto you
then,
want, but
then
if
they're
it's standing up,
accessories,
forget
they're
it.
earrings.
I have to share a quick story. I was in a store,
Uh-huh.
and it was a sex shop, and I was making a few purchases, but as I left, they have that little section where they have all the dress up stuff, and in it is some cute little purses. So I went over and I grabbed one and purchased it for my daughter. And I got home and took it out of the bag and showed Mr. Toxine. He's like, did you just buy our daughter a purse at a sex store? Yes, it was very
It was
cute.
the
It was
infamous black bag.
It was what?
Did it come? It was in the infamous.
No, I mean, I
black
actually, I
bag.
very thoroughly checked it. It was in the shape of a sports, it was a sports ball. You know, she plays a lot of sports.
Ball at the sex
So it was
store.
a little sport purse.
That's
sporty
cool.
purse.
I
So.
probably went with the cheerleading.
It was a little. little.
Oh, I love her. Oh, that's funny.
Do you do burlesque also?
Yeah, I actually, you know what, the last burlesque show that I had was over at the Erotic Heritage Museum, and it was for Sexy and Safe Healthcare Days.
Oh my God! And they just closed their doors.
Yes, so you know
So we
what?
never
The
made it there
Erotic
either.
Heritage Museum did?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
You never made it, girl. You would have loved that place. It was beautiful. Like
Why?
I've heard
to
awesome
the stories.
things about it.
Nobody
I
went.
don't know.
They didn't give
No,
enough
people did go.
advertisement.
I mean, 'cause
what happened?
I-
What are they doing with all the sex stuff?
I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with
Maybe
it.
they'll move it over to the Mob Museum.
I'll make it more business then.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
Combine the Mob Museum with the Sex
Wow.
Museum.
I
Why
know.
not?
I don't know what happened. I really don't know the details of why
Well,
it's
that's
closing
sad.
its door.
Same
yeah.
thing, you know, they need to open. Well, I got an idea. I really got a great idea. The Power Exchange has been closed down, and the
What?
Erotic Sex Museum has been temporary or closed down. Why can't they be in the same building? And it would just be all very hot.
Works for me.
All right. So
Museum downstairs.
all right. How do
fucking
we make
upstairs.
money on this one,
Right.
girls? Huh? How do we
I
make
don't know. I
money
think
on
that
this?
has to be do with licensing.
I know.
You know, if it's
You
a
know, I have
sex
great
club,
ideas.
Well, let's
there has
get
to be
this
like
guy
OSHA
involved.
regular.
I'm gonna get this guy.
We're gonna
on
have
the
to vote
show.
for him
I'm
first.
gonna get him on the show. 'Cause
Yeah.
I love to talk to Democrats. If you want some libertarian, you book your own libertarian.
I will.
I'll book my own Democrat.
I'll go get me a libertarian.
You go get, go get yourself one. girl.
And he'll tell you about how awesome and amazing it'll be once we can free up the government and get their fingers out of everything that should be private business. Like sex trade.
Like sex trade should be private business, but
That's
we got to
right.
get the laws changed, and it takes somebody like this for governor to help get the laws changed.
And we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But
I
the
told-
whole
I-
texting and driving thing really pisses me off.
All right,
Anyway.
Julia, we know that you got to run
Yeah.
because you have to go do the Julia Sands thing, but I want you to tell
Anniversary
everybody.
party
That's right, anniversary party.
for a very special couple in Vegas.
Yeah.
I've never seen you dressed, you know.
Oh, down?
Isn't it
Yeah,
cute?
well, and
Down, girl.
I
Got my
think-
kicks on and
I'm
everything.
just excited she put her leg up like that.
Got my baby fat.
Nice. Like it.
You
like
know,
it.
we all seen Glitz at the clubs, and we know Glitz loved to dance and she loved to drink. I didn't know Glitz had some pinned up sexual frustrations that this show is just helping her release, I think.
That's good.
No, they may not have never been pinned up. We're just
I've
giving
just
you a
been on
venue.
I've
We've
just
given
been
you-
on sabbatical for a while.
That's
like I
good.
said,
Let it go, girl.
Yeah,
but
it's
now,
healthy.
You know, now I'm ready.
All right.
You know,
It's important to have a healthy
Right.
life,
Get you
healthy
some.
sexual
Get
lifestyle.
you some for sure. Please, before you got to run out the door, I want you to tell everybody how to reach you, how to find you, how to buy your clips, how to get on your website,
Oh.
how to
do all of that.
do your sex
Well,
worker thing.
you guys can follow me on Twitter, which is at Julia_Sands XXX. I'm also on Facebook. You can like my page. It's all linked on my website, which is juliasands.com, where you can find all of my sexy movies and how naughty I get.
You are naughty.
and
so naughty. She's so naughty.
you know, if you're ever in Vegas, have a bachelor party, check out my website so you can look at my rates and my reviews and book me next time you're in town.
I'll tell you guys a funny story. I think I told it before, but I'll tell it again because you're here and we have some new viewers. A friend of Julia's that filmed some of her stuff actually filmed me for one of my porns that I did. So we're there, and Julia's there with us. And the guy, you know, we've been fucking for a while, getting, you know, and I'm telling you, there's nothing sexy about shooting porn, okay? I'm sorry.
It's hard.
It's sometimes. So
Sometimes you
anyway,
gotta
so
lift
the
your
guy,
leg up too long.
so the photographer kept saying, "Come on, we need a good money shot. We need a good money shot." And the guy's like, because he's getting pressured for a good money shot, is getting nervous, okay?
Yeah.
So I got my ass in the air, and he's fucking me from behind. Well, all of a sudden, Julia gets in front of me, takes her top off, and starts doing this.
Actually, it was Sebastian. He's the one that pulled my top down.
Did he? Well, I wasn't seeing.
He was egging me on. He was egging me on.
We got the money shot, though, didn't we? We got the money shot.
We sure did.
No,
we
you sure
teamed.
did. I was just the vessel.
We did.
So that was pretty funny. So.
I miss all the fun.
Well, you have to become a sex worker.
I know I mentioned off air before, but Tyzone, one of our loyal listeners, wanted me to share that he is a huge fan.
I love you, baby. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Kisses from Vegas.
Oh, he's masturbating.
Yes, baby, give it to me. I hope I'll see you on my cam show.
Sure.
I know.
For sure.
I can't wait to get back on it.
Really? How often do you cam? Do you have a regular time every week that you cam show?
I like to, you know what, the mystery of a woman is so seductive. So, you know what, when I am on cam, those guys better be ready for me.
I got
And if they miss me, then that's their fault.
That's right.
They don't procrastinate. When I'm on, you better get it.
Get it while it's there.
You better get it while it's there.
Right now.
So, are you logging on now? Is that what you said?
I said I'm so in love right now. Fuck the dating site.
Well, guess what? You too could be a sex worker.
Oh, do you like Julia? Do you like women?
I love women.
Well, no.
Actually, you know what? I was sexually active with women before I had sex with guys. I didn't get involved with the penis until I was like 18.
Wow.
How long did you? How old were you getting involved with women? Look, I'm getting all about the other.
You know what? It's really, I feel really bad. But when I was 13, that's when I started like making out with my girlfriends from school.
Was that? Let me ask you something, because my daughter is now 23, and my friend's daughter, who's several years younger, started making out with girls when she was like 10, 12 years old.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend was freaking out.
It's
and
puberty.
my daughter said, "What's the big deal? I did it with all my friends. We were just practicing."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What? What? I never knew this."
Yeah.
You know, not that I
did it
care, but really.
Yeah.
That's a whole different day and age then.
I think it's just because when you're 12, 13 years old, you go through puberty and you're like a
played with
preteen.
pussies when I got older,
Mostly
but
because I was a lot younger actually though.
Really?
Like, how young were you kissing on your girlfriend?
It was probably 8, 9, 10.
Like tongue kissing, practicing?
What?
My kid's 8. That will not be happening.
It's a boy though. I think it's
different.
different.
I think it's different with girls.
Good. It should be different.
And it wasn't so much kissing. It was like a lot of like
Dry humping.
yes.
Really?
Yes, girl. Oh my God, it's like Kama Sutra shit. Like you just get in the zone with the girl, and you just
Absolutely.
Well,
it's a lot of.
Wait. Now you have a daughter.
Why do you think girls
right?
in this
I
a
do.
lot of
I have
energy
a tween.
transferring each other.
It will not happen.
Why do you think girls have sleepovers at a young age?
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it will not happen. How do you assure that will not happen?
I do not know.
You know how like me and my girlfriends, we used to get really turned on. Like we would turn each other on with our dolls, like make our Barbies kiss and shit. And then the next thing we know, we were like kissing.
You always have been a dirty whore, huh?
I guess.
I love it.
I guess, but you know what? For the
I
longest
say that
time,
with love, you know.
I do, you know, and I own it, girl.
That's
Gone,
right.
whore, bitch, slut, whatever.
Me too. That's all good.
You know, to me, I mean, I'm Julia. Holla.
Holla.
You hang out with her.
I was just gonna say that we haven't seen you around a lot at the. We did see you at the comedy club a few weeks ago when AVNs were in town.
Yeah.
Seen you out that night, but we haven't seen you at Porn Star Karaoke
I know.
or at.
I've been on tour for a little bit. I was in California for a while.
It's time for us to see
and
your
in
ass
Miami,
and potty,
and
girl.
now I was in New Mexico, and then I just came back. So
All right, next time we're all at the club going, I'm gonna text you and see if you're in town and meet us for drinks.
sure.
and
Call
stuff.
me. I know. I just got back, and it feels good. I mean, right now I just been kind of at home, like bumming it because I've been so exhausted from traveling.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you give us a boob jiggle before you go?
Oh, absolutely.
Whoa!
Sure, rip that right open.
What kind of bra you got on, sister friend?
This is actually a Lane Bryant
Oh,
bra.
how pretty! I love LB. That is
I
so
love.
pretty.
Okay, cash chic. Holla. Look
Yeah,
at
me
this.
too.
I added the stones to it though.
I go figure.
You know
And
what?
she
When
bedazzles.
you,
My
girl,
she
yes,
fucking soulmate.
I bedazzle, honey. Let me tell you something. I feel like just because you're a big girl doesn't mean we can't have sexy lingerie.
No.
You know, I mean, I'm kind of disappointed. Torrid kind of like fell off the wagon because I used to shop at Torrid.
Wait, didn't they change their
They're not funky anymore. They're like more like square L7.
Yeah, they're more like a Gap or something, aren't they? Or somebody said they're more
They're
like.
growing with their
their
what was the
audience
thing?
or
They're
something?
growing with their consumer or something like that.
Yeah, fuck that.
You know what? Fuck that. Because some of us consumers want some sexy lingerie like this.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, and you know how you're telling me you have a sewing machine, girl? I'm gonna come over your house. I don't have a sewing machine.
Can
That's
you
what
let me
I'm
know when she's
missing.
I will.
She's going to be.
She needs her underwear.
You'll find her hiding under the bed as you're in
I promise I won't
changing.
stop you,
Where
I
hear you
promise.
coming from a mile away, like.
Yes. I am a loud one, so I probably would.
Well, Julia, you have to come back when you can stay longer.
Yeah.
And also, we want you to bring Mama in when she gets back in town
Oh, I
because Mama is
know.
crazy. We love her.
Yeah.
She's out of town taking care of the grandbabies.
Yeah,
now,
she's
huh?
being a G-ma.
A G-ma. G-ma.
Being a gilf.
Yeah, she's being a grandma. My sister's going back to medical school, so she's gonna get another license. I think she wants to be charge nurse now, so she's taking her studies seriously, and my mom's helping her watch the kids. She got 5 kids, girl, so it's
geez.
like an old woman that lived in a shoe.
Sneezes and her uterus falls out.
Had so many kids, didn't know what to do.
Yeah, Mama needs to be there then, huh?
Yeah, she needs all the help she can get because 5 kids is a lot of kids. And when I went over there to go visit them, they're like, "Hey, what's that? What are you doing? Why is this? What color is this? Why is this?" And they have a million questions. And before you can answer the first questions, they're already on to the third, or fourth, fifth question.
So you stayed a day, right?
I stayed 2 days, honey, and then I went to the hotel.
Another one of our guests in chat mentioned that to tell you that you're very beautiful. It's a new fan, and obviously
Thank you.
new fan of yours. So.
Thank you. Happy International Sex Workers' Rights Day.
There we go. And what you need to do is go to juliasands.com and get all of her links to everything.
Yes, please show your support, you guys. And please remember not to watch free porn because, just like any other job, we all have to work for the almighty dollar.
That's right. You got it. We are going to take a break. We'll be back in chit-chat with the Crazy Bounty of Sin City on Vegas All Net Radio.
Oh, yeah.